Hey guys, Wayback Rewind here. On Black Friday, I picked up this Vivitar camera for only $19. Apparently it came out in 2017, but I wasn't even sure if it was a real camera or a child's toy. It claims to have a 44 megapixel sensor and take HD video. Today I'm going to tell you the story of the $19 camera. Coming up next, here on Wayback Rewind. The Vivitar PopSnap digital camera. I'm not sure if this is a real camera or a toy. It's marketed towards preteens. It appears to be a real camera. I'm not really sure. The flash isn't really a flash, it's just a light. The lens looks like it would actually extend, but I doubt that it does. It's made to look like a real camera. We'll find out for sure. This lens, which looks like it would extend, it obviously does not. The actual lens is a tiny little lens in there. I don't know if you can see that. Feels like it's completely hollow. It uses a USB-C. That's kind of impressive. Strap. There is a lithium battery. Kind of impressed a $19 camera has a lithium battery. Biggest complaint I read about this camera is this door is crazy difficult to open, and it requires a micro SD card of smaller than 32 gigabytes. We'll see if we can get this open, install the battery, turn it on, see if it works. So there is a technique to opening this door. A lot of people had trouble with it. If you grab it firmly, slide it forward, it will open. As you can see, this looks like a very cheap imitation of what a real camera would look like. It has a micro SD card. The instructions say it'll take up to 128 gigabytes. We'll find out if that's true or not. It can only go in one way. Well, it lit up. It's a good sign. So many of these I read about are dead on arrival. It's not dead on arrival. Let's get a memory card and see if we can make it work for real. So far, the results are encouraging. This $19 camera is designed to at least superficially resemble a real camera. It doesn't cost a whole lot more. My Kodak FZ55 costs less than $100. This costs $19. You can see it almost looks like they were made in the same Chinese factory, except this is a real lens that extends. This is a tiny little cell phone sized camera, just put in a hollow box more or less. and the screen is very dim and off color. This one's not all that bright, but it is brighter. So let's put the memory card in here and see what happens. There's a trick to this. I've got a 32 here. Goodness knows which way it goes in. It doesn't feel like it. Battery is almost full, so I don't need to mess with the battery for a minute. I don't know what that just did. Well, that put it in movie mode. I've got 2 hours in whatever resolution I'm in. 720, 1080, 1080 resolution. How do you actually record? Like that. In movie mode, you just push this button and it's recording. Like that. In movie mode, you just push this button and it's recording. So the only thing left is to take this out into the field, shoot with it, and see how well the pictures and the video come out. So I did head-to-head competition of my new Vivitar with my Kodak FZ55. I started with stills. Vivitar advertises a 44 megapixel, but I would bet my house that there's no 44 megapixel sensor in the camera. It's just extrapolating. I saw no difference in clarity between shooting in 5 megapixels or 44. The Kodak has a warmer picture. As you can see from this, the Vivitar is a little bit cooler, but it does shoot pretty nicely. The one thing about the Vivitar that was a little disappointing is how it handles backlighting. As I pan across here, you'll see that the Kodak, as you go up and down, the Kodak is kind of gradually compensating and adjusting the aperture. The Vivitar, it's more of a step function. It's all bright and all dark. It's a little bit jarring the way it adjusts its aperture, and you cannot do it manually. So you just get what you get, and so you have to be a little careful how you frame outdoor shots, because if it gets backlit, it's just going to suddenly dark down. The Vivitar does have a 5x digital zoom. It's not very smooth, as you can see, and then once you get zoomed in, you lose a lot of detail. Once again, as I'm panning across here, you can see how the exposure compensation goes in steps. It's not very smooth, but I guess for $19, what can you expect? So now I'm going to show you some side-by-side video to demonstrate exposure compensation. You have plus or minus 3 levels. Unfortunately, it's fairly granular. I'm doing +1 here, and you can see it's already kind of washed out. So if you have this poor backlighting, like I was showing you earlier, you can sort of compensate for it, but it's very, you see how it just stepped there? And so it is not very smooth. So if you found this interesting, please click the like or subscribe button. And thank you for watching.